My name is Bryan Smith. I've been teaching for about 14 years now. I'm originally from Morganfield, Kentucky. It's a small town like 3 hours west of here. You know, you got a Walmart, you got cow fields, cornfields, that type situation. At a young age, my family relocated to Columbus, Georgia. And it took us from literally cow pastures and cow fields to like a metropolis, a larger city. I think it was the second largest city at the time. And it was a culture shock. We went from saying hi to cousins and aunts and uncles and knowing people that had our best interests at heart to going to a city that was like, you don't speak to people, you don't wave to people, and you are pretty much so isolated with your immediate family. Then we came back to Kentucky after my senior year, and I kind of made my way through community college, transferred to U of L, and here I am 14 years later. I'm certified in language arts and social studies, grades 5 through 9. I started off at Thomas Jefferson Middle School, and I taught a variety of grades, 6th through 7th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th, both content areas for about eight or 9 years, I reckon. And then I transferred to Knoll Middle School, teaching the same content, varying within the grade. Then I transferred here to Olmsted North, and I've taught 8th grade language arts so far, 8th grade history, and this year I'm teaching 6th grade social, which technically is 7th grade, the old 7th grade because they switched the content around. And this is my 3rd year here at all boys. I find a tailored approach every year, depending on the school or the community that the kids belong to. Currently, like we're here at Olmsted North, teaching all boys, I realize that a significant portion of our kids go through so much trauma and drama at home. I literally pass up kids in the hallway that are crying on the weekend because they're gonna have 48 straight hours of just negative experiences. And so my style is to acknowledge the whole kid. First of all, I identify them as gifted and talented. I identify them as creative. I identify them as having a purpose. And I tell them there's two of the most important things I'm going to teach you this year. Everything else is great. If you get it, great. If you remember it, wonderful. But the 2 most important things I'm going to teach you is 1, your purpose here on earth and what you're meant to do. And then 2, who you are as a learner. Because if you know who you are as a learner, you know how your brain works, and you know the tools that you need to be successful, I can drop you off at the University of Louisville right now, and you can figure your way around. So I teach each kid as if they're going to be my boss 14 to 20 years from now. If I have a kid who is from another country, if it takes all year, I'm going to learn how to say his name in his language. I don't want any shortcuts. I don't want any nicknames. I want to say that kid's name the way that his parent named him, because that name means something. If I had my name, my last name wouldn't be Smith, so I'm not going to take it away from a kid. I refuse to call a kid from the Middle East an American name that was given to him just because someone didn't take the time to learn his original name. Also, I share a lot of my experiences and stories. I tell the kids, if you want a teacher that had straight A's in elementary, middle, and high school, who had both parents and got a car for graduation and knew they were going to college and was predestined to be successful, they need to check out of the classroom and find another teacher. Not that I have anything against teachers that have that experience, but that's not where I'm from. So I share those times in my life where when I lived in the projects, or when I lived in a trailer park, or when my mother was married to an alcoholic and he wasn't treating us right. I share those moments when there wasn't food in the refrigerator or lights and water was cut off. And I simply just tell them, if you're experiencing anything like that, you may not be able to make decisions for yourself because you're under someone else's parental guidance or guardianship. But when you get older and you can step up to the plate, you can do this. And you can do it better than I'm doing it. You can go farther than me, because if you're listening to me now, you're already 3 times smarter than I was when I was your age. So come on. Let's get over this. Let's close the gap, because some folk don't want it closed. I'm jumping in the gap, and I'm going to spread my arms out so folk can walk across. Being a teacher isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's really about, can you meet students where they are? Can you see a spirit or a soul inside that kid's body? And can you care enough to say, come on, because I want you to win. I want you to win so much that even when you leave my class, when you go to high school, or when you go to college, I want you to know that you can still email me and I still got your back. Because I'd much rather see you on the news walking across U of L stage or UK stage or Spalding stage or Bellarmine or JCTC or wherever than to see you on the news because you had to go out and do something illegal because you were hungry and you were trying to take care of your family. If you can have that conversation with yourself, if you can translate that love and that kindness toward people, this is the place.